I'm here with Vicky Janicki, and we're here in Hong Kong at Linaro Connect. And Vicky, you're the Director of Program Management for Member Services. What exactly do you do?
Well, as part of Member Services, our mission is to contribute to the success of our members in using our, their membership in Linaro and for their ROI. And so that's a big focus for us, is to show the value of Linaro. So my role is to help make that happen. So through two mechanisms. One is the project managers report to me, and so they help manage the projects, whether in the landing team or in the working groups, as well as developing programs and ways for them to see the benefits, whether it's training, whether it's coaching, whether it's support. We have Linaro developer technical support is in full swing right now, and every month we get more and more tickets from our members, and so that's another great benefit we have as a Linaro member, is you get direct access to the top developers on our team.
You know, I tease a little bit asking what you do. It's quite obvious what you do and how successful you do it. When we think about, the announcement of our leg group, the recent announcement of the networking group, more members that are joining, it's evident as our event grows and the more moving pieces and parts we have to it, that you guys are being so successful on the member services side of it. How have you, and speaking of that growth, how have you personally seen these connects grow, and what has surprised you most about that growth?
I think what has been surprising is the breadth of technology that's been coming into what we do at Linaro. Originally we were very focused on some very mobile sort of focused areas, and now we're talking about servers. We've just decided to look into networking and start up that group, and it really gives you the vision of this is not a small little thing. We're going to touch every aspect of technology that's available out there eventually, and pretty soon at that. So we have a great team in member services, from Joe Bates, our vice president, to Scott Bamborough, our technical director, who talk to our members before they're members and understand their problems and can explain how Linaro does that. So what we see at Connect is typically 1 or 2 connects before a member joins, they come and check us out. And so what is really great, when the early connects, they would come and then they were like, it's okay, and it would take them, a year or 2 to join. Now they come to a connect, and it's by the time the next connect comes around, they join. And so what they're seeing is the variety, the technical expertise and excellence that we have here, and how they can, make a compelling statement to their management to spend a lot of money.
Well, it's exciting too, because a lot of the communities, the board communities that our members, have that surround what they're doing, they're not necessarily the kernel developers or the management, but they're the peripheral of what our members do. And they're even excited, and they're even here going, okay, how can I get involved, and where can I get a board, and how can I do that? And that, I think, is a direct result of the efforts that you and your team are working on, and how it filters down into the rest, of Linaro as a whole. You mentioned Zendesk, and you mentioned the support aspect of it. How do you see that impacting in a positive way on what you do? I know it is, but how do you see that happening?
So the Zendesk gives us a direct channel into what our members are doing. So we get a view into what are the problems that they're running into, what's important to them, and it also builds a relationship, that they know we're there for them, that we can help them when they have problems. The other part that comes out of it is we'll be building a knowledge base so that we can share what we've learned back out, not only with our members, but with the community as well. And I think that's really important to do the ecosystem here, because there's no one piece that stands on its own. We sort of stand in the middle, and we get supported by our members, by the community, and to be successful. So
I just think it's so, every day when you're there and you're sort of quote unquote in the trenches just doing stuff every day, you don't realize the impact that we have as a whole organization until we get here at Connect, and then we hear it. We hear it in the hallway tracks, we hear it in the presentations. We hear both the good and the bad of what we do and where we can improve. And I think the fact that member services takes that feedback and responds, and you guys respond very quickly. Typically, when you hear something, oh, you could do this better, or we could do this better, how long does it take to see that turnaround?
Of course, it depends on the size of what it is we're doing. But we try to do things as quickly as possible. So if, let's say someone comes up and says, I'm having problems building this particular platform, we'll get back to them within a day or two. Even if we're at Connect, go take care of it. For the bigger problems, if it's more members, like how do we become a member? Then we begin the process of, let's talk to you. What's important to you? How can we make this compelling for you? And that process can be very short. It could be a matter of a couple of months. Like when you talk about groups, because the topics are so specific, and those things happen here at Connect. So when the initial discussions about whether this is the right idea and people are interested, this is where the discussion happens. And then from there, they've already convinced themselves this is a good thing, so it can go much faster. I
just see you guys breathing so much life into just from a conversation, and it just blossoms into something so much more. And that is, I wish that the excitement and enthusiasm that I have, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. I wish that people could actually feel that who aren't here, through our remote participation or whatever, that they could really understand how much excitement and energy and education goes on here. Yeah. And you guys are the member services team is so much the director of all of that flow and how it all works. And I know I've asked you a lot of different areas about member services, but is there anything in particular that I haven't asked you about that you'd like to let people know about?
The fact is that we want to be there for our members, and we want to be there to help them get the most out of their membership, as I said before, and whatever form that takes. So we'll send people to the member or the potential member to talk to their technical people, to talk to their executive management. We'll give them training. We'll give them, show them how to get access to code, because we want to share the knowledge that we have. And that's just a really core value for member services, is get the most out of your membership. Here's how to do it. What do you need? Come talk to us.
I sometimes think, well, why can't I just ask you guys a question? Because the service you provide, not only for our members, but for the internal customers is great as well. As a whole organization, you provide that level of service as well. And so from a community standpoint, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. And I appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you for sitting down with me today. It's beautiful outside. I hope you're going to get a chance to walk outside at some point and enjoy what weather I wish we had back on the East Coast. Yeah. And I'm sure you do too. But thank you so much for all you do in member services, and I'm looking forward to see where we grow between now and our next Connect.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I can see us getting up to over 400 people for our next Connect.
Be nice. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.